Okay, so we are officially recording. Welcome to the webinar. Very excited to share with you guys tonight how to slay your Beachbody business in less than an hour a day using Teamzy. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go through a lot of content quickly. I'm going to teach to you guys for about 30 minutes, and then we'll do an open Q&A. Okay, so as we're going, if you have questions that pop up, or maybe you're already using Teamzy and you have questions already, you can press the little Q&A button. Where am I? Right down there, or right there, depending on your browser. You can press that Q&A button. You can load up your questions. I'll answer all of them at the end. Okay, and before we get started too, I just want to say one thing before I jump right into Teamzy and start showing it to you guys. Some of you guys are already using Teamzy, which is awesome. I hope tonight will give you some great workflows, some best practices that'll make you incredibly efficient. For those of you guys who are checking this out and you haven't seen it much, you haven't delved into it much, I just want to tell you first what Teamzy isn't. It's not a tracking app. I know a lot of people are like, it's a great way to track, and it will do all your tracking for you. But I want you to know that that's not its only reason to exist. Teamzy is, first and foremost, a lead generation system. It's a system to generate new leads for you, to generate interest in your business. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that tonight. The other thing that you need to know about this too is that we approach the business a little differently than just about everyone else in network marketing. We believe in relationships first. We believe in investing in people. We believe in helping others. So our goal ultimately is not to make a sale or to recruit somebody to our team. Our goal is to find ways to make someone's day. We call it the Make Someone's Day mindset. I'm going to show you guys how, when you employ the Make Someone's Day mindset with a tool like Teamzy for 30 minutes a day, how incredible magic and momentum happen in your business. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, so right now you guys are seeing my Teamzy screen. All right, perfect. Now, for those of you in a free trial, I'm going to show you how to set it up real quick. It's really easy to set up, but I'm going to just walk you through it. If you're not already getting a free trial, you should go get a free trial. It's 30 days free. No questions asked. All your team should be on a free trial. Everyone you know should be on a free trial. The reason why we give you 30 days free is because we absolutely know with a certainty that if you use this for 30 days, there will be no question that you'll want to keep it. There will be no question about the cost or the investment, even though it's a tax write-off, 100% business expense, because you will earn in the first month enough to pay for your Teamzy for the year. If you apply yourself and do what I'm going to show you guys right now, I know, am I making income claims? No, I'm not making income claims. If you're an attorney, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. But here's what I will tell you. If you do the work, the system will work. Okay. So what we're going to do is set it up. When you come in the first time, you're going to be in a setup wizard, which makes this a snap to set up. And it looks like this. I'm going to relaunch it right here. Okay, so here is the setup wizard. This makes setting it up so easy. You guys need to know I'm not a techie kind of person. And if you guys could see my whiteboards, they're actually out of view of the camera, but you know, Teamzy was a whiteboard scribble. I have really brilliant engineers who actually make the technical stuff work. So if I can do this, you can do it. So there's three things we're gonna do. We're gonna set your income goal, we're gonna create a powerful why, and then we're gonna get your contacts imported, okay? And there's little videos here to help you along the way when I'm not here live with you. So set an income goal, just pick a number. Set your desired goal and we'll help you get there. Okay, obviously we can't guarantee that you'll get there because there's a lot in this more than just, you know, setting the goal here. But if you guys show up and do the work, Teamzy is going to tell you, it's going to give you a recommendation of the type of activity you could do to build a business like that. So you just put in a number that you would like to have maybe 12 months from now. Okay, so I put 150,000 in. Put in any number you like, maybe even 100,000. I don't know, even higher. If you're already a mega super coach, you know, 15-star diamond coach in 3 business centers or whatever, obviously you're making much more than that. So here's what I want you to set for your goal if that's you. Just how much new business do you want to create personally in the next 12 months? Okay. So let's do this. Now it's crunched the numbers for me in the background, and it's basically said, you know, if you want to make 150,000, then you're going to need to connect with about 4,348 people. Okay. Does that seem like a lot to you guys? I don't know about you. 4,348, that's a pretty good number. So how do I do that? Well, have you guys ever heard the term, you know, the phrase, if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? If you need to eat an elephant, you do it one bite at a time. one bite at a time. So the next page is going to break it down for us. It breaks it down into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and coaches. Okay, those are the 3 groups. Basically, the whole planet falls into those 3 categories for us. Coaches, that's your team. Customers, those are all the people that you're already serving as customers, and they're also the lead program people that you get from Beachbody. And then prospects are everybody on the planet who's not already a customer or coach with you or someone else. Okay? All right. And then people always ask me, well, how do I know if they're a prospect to be a customer or a prospect to be a coach? Do you really know? I mean, everyone you're talking to could go either way, and customers become coaches, and it all works together. So we kept it very simple. And then we break it down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number, 4,348, it gives me like a recipe. Every day I need to connect with 9 prospects. Now I'm on customers, 6 customers, 4 coaches on my team. Just connect, just saying hi, just reaching out to see if I can make their day. Remember in the beginning, I told you about the make someone's day mindset? That's what we need to be in, the make someone's day mindset, okay? And then also I've got a minimum goal of inviting 3 people and adding 3 people to my list every day. You notice here that we're connecting with almost 20 people, but we're only inviting 3. I'll show you how that works and why that is as we go. Now you can change any of these. If you want to invite 10, you can change that. Anything that you write into these boxes will change. When you click continue, it will save them to your dashboard. So when I click this continue button, it actually configures my dashboard of Teamzy to my goals, to my personal goals. And the same thing will work for you. Okay, the next step here is finding your why. Finding your why. Okay, I just got to talk to you guys about this for a second because I'm here. Turn the lights on. Is it too dark? It's kind of ambiance, right? Okay. I want to talk to you guys about finding your why because this is so important. You guys need to know this, okay? And I'm just going to talk to you from my heart for a second. Do you know why you're a coach? I mean, can you answer that question in a meaningful way? Because this is what you need to know. You need to know that all of us are quitters. Yeah, it's true. You're a quitter. So am I. We are all quitters. We've all quit many times in our life. In fact, the exceptions to the rule is not quitting. The exceptions to the rule is succeeding. And why is that? Did you know that 1 out of every 2 Beachbody coaches will quit the business within 12 months? 1 out of every 2. So probably a couple of you guys on the call are already thinking about it. And I'm going to explain to you guys that that's normal. Life is hard. Circumstances arise that make things challenging. Your kids get sick, you have family tragedies, whatever may happen that makes you think, I need to put the Beachbody business on the back burner. Here's what I want you guys to know. Those types of challenges are guaranteed to happen. They're guaranteed to happen. The reason why there's so much personal development work around finding a powerful why is this. Willpower is a myth. The only thing that helps us succeed, the only thing that helps us persist against circumstances that are challenging is if we have a powerful why. If we have a powerful why. And if you have a strong enough why, you'll persist and succeed through any obstacle. This is why it's important to do it now. Because if you don't know why when a challenge hits, you're defenseless. You're absolutely defenseless. You haven't put on your armor. You haven't put on your vest yet. And so you're defenseless and you'll probably quit. That is why we're so passionate about helping you find your why. Now, I don't know if you guys are personal growth junkies like me, and you've read every book and listened to every podcast. But what we did was we kind of distilled all of that learning down and put a module right into Teamzy to help you kind of think about this and figure out your why, because we want you to be prepared. And we want that why statement that you create, the one that's deep, that connects to your heart. We want it on your dashboard. So when you log on to Teamzy to do your power hour, you can see that every day. Does that make sense? All right, let me just jump back in and we'll go through the process here. So first we're going to do is find your why. So the first question is, and what you do is this is like a journaling exercise. You just fill these in, you guys. Why did you become a coach? And this isn't deep. This is just, why'd you become a coach? And I'll share my story as we go through it, guys. Okay, because I don't know, a lot of you know. Look, I'm still have my sweatshirt on. That I was a Beachbody coach too. I'm not currently a Beachbody coach in order to stay compliant with Beachbody's policies, but I became a coach because I lost a bunch of weight doing P90X, and people were asking me about it. Anyone else maybe have a story like that? So people were asking me about it already, so I became a coach. What did you hope to accomplish? So I thought to myself, man, it'd be great if I could make some extra money, right? And I had a full-time job, career, family, kids, whole deal. I was busy. But I thought, man, if I could make 500 bucks a month extra, that'd be cool. I'm down for that. Why is that important to you? Well, at the time, and of course, I'm answering these for you guys, but you're going to answer them from your own heart, right? I'm just giving you my example. At the time, making 500 bucks a month was a big deal because I hadn't been able to save money in about 5 years. Now, by the grace of God, we had not fallen into debt. I had been laid off twice and found new work and was, we were always able to make ends meet, but we hadn't saved any money in years. And so 500 bucks a month extra meant we could actually save money. So that was going to be a big deal for us. So the next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? And the first thought that I had was we could buy a new house. That'd be so cool. We could buy a new house because we have a smaller house and we have many more children than we have rooms. Let me just put it like that. Obviously, I'm running my business from a shed out in the backyard because we don't have enough bedrooms in the house. I built this to keep things rolling, which, entrepreneurs figure it out. So I thought to myself, wow, buying a new house would be great. Last question is, why is that meaningful? How does that make you feel? So I just want you guys to know, as I was going through these questions, this last one kind of tweaked me a little bit because buying a new house wasn't very meaningful, right? It was as materialistic as you can get. Like, that's not meaningful. And I guess what I realized was that the house was not really what I needed. It was just a symbol. The house symbolized the fact that my house was not in order, that my family life was not healthy the way I needed it to be and wanted it to be. See, because I was working full time at a career where I wasn't able to get ahead, never saw my children. I was constantly either commuting to work or traveling for work. I'd see them 20, 30 minutes in the morning, 20, 30 minutes at night. My 5-year-old was calling me by his kindergarten teacher's name, right? I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this. And I realized it wasn't a new house I needed, but I needed to have my family life be a priority in my life. And as I was thinking through all of these things, you guys, I came up with my why statement, which I'm going to share to you. And it is the example text on your Teamzy page. The last box is the one that matters. This is where you write your why statement based on all the thinking that you've done just now through the process. So here was my why statement based on the story I told you. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay, so let me just tell you something about that why really quick. The second I wrote that down, things started to change inside of me. Once I realized what the goal was, what my priorities were, which was to be financially secure where I wouldn't worry about money, to be able to be with my kids every single day, to be energized and excited about what I was doing, to be healthy. Like it became really clear to me what I needed to do. One of the first things I started doing was building this office, the shed right here. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm building an office in the backyard." And she's like, "In a shed?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Because soon I'm not going to be at my job anymore. I'm going to be building my business," which of course she thought I was insane. But do you understand, guys, that something happened when I created a why? I knew I was bulletproof now. I knew I had what I needed to make it. And within 3 months of getting this thing built, I mean, it wasn't anywhere near where it is now. It wasn't finished. It had like nails sticking out everywhere and stuff. I left my job and started working out here. I got Wi-Fi and I was ready to go. Wi-Fi and a whiteboard. That's all you need, right? Wi-Fi and a whiteboard. I'm gonna have to write a book called Wi-Fi and a Whiteboard. Write your why, guys. Don't skip this part. Do you need the why part in order to make Teamzy work? No. But you do need to know your why if you want to be successful in this business. So please excuse the fact that I went off on a tangent on that. I call them my passion tangents. But I just think it's such a big deal that we understand why we're in this business and you guys are set up to be successful. Okay, so when I click continue now, this last box, the box that says my why, this will copy onto your dashboard. Okay, so make sure you put something in that box. All right, final step is getting your contacts into Teamzy. And this part, guys, is so easy. Okay, first you're gonna go on, these are videos that show you how to do it. You're gonna go to the Coach Online office and you're going to get your coach list. downloaded. I do recommend that you do, your personally sponsored coaches. Then you're going to get you can do a couple layers deeper if you want. Then you're going to get your customer list from Coach Online Office, import those in. Okay, that'll show you how to do it. Then you're going to get your Facebook list. Okay. Now, this is pretty easy too, but every once in a while, people run into trouble with Facebook, getting their Facebook archive. All of the questions are answered in our FAQs. Okay. But so you click on University when you're in Teamzy and you go to the FAQs. But here's what I want you guys to know. Here's a pro tip for you guys if you're struggling. If you've been on Facebook a long time, and most of you have, you likely set it up with like a Yahoo email, a Hotmail email, like an older email. Some of you even use AOL emails. That's fine. I just want you to know those older emails a lot of times spam Facebook. So you'll never get the emails. Change your email in Facebook to your Gmail email. I'm just telling you right now, if you change your Facebook email to Gmail, you won't ever have problems getting emails from Facebook. Okay, that's your pro tip. So you're going to get your Facebook list into Teamzy. And this is so awesome because you're not going through your messages trying to find people and remember who. Like everything's super organized. You're never going to drop anybody through the cracks. And then any other place that you have contacts, your phone, computer, other CRMs, whatever, you can get them into a .csv file and import those in. Okay, that's how you would also do your Instagram, your Facebook page likes, all those people, you'd get them on a CSV file and import them in. Okay, so once you get that done, that'll take you to the import page, right? Which we're going to skip because we've already got everybody imported. You're going to have one more step for setup. One more step after you import them, and that's to rank them. So I'm going to jump over to the team page. So we're on the dashboard. Here's kind of your nav, right? Your team is where your whole list lives. Okay, so on the team page, and this will automatically happen when you import, it'll be in rank mode. So I'm just going to toggle that. And what this does is it allows you to just go down the list and change people's ranks. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star kind of sucks, right? You guys know how this works. You do it for Amazon. You do it for Yelp. You do it for everything, right? 5 stars is awesome. So you're going to rank people. You're just going to jam down your list and give them a rank. Now, keep in mind, everybody will be a 3. They come in as a 3, and you're going to go through and move them up or down. Just a few of them. Like most people will stay a 3. Let me explain to you what these numbers mean. And these numbers, the reason why they're so important is because they determine how often people show up on your power hour, okay? So you don't ever have to plan your power hour again. The numbers determine how often people show up in your power hour. You never have to plan your power hour again. I just want you guys to get that because I know it's a lot of time. It's at least, if you're super efficient, you spend at least 30 minutes every day planning your power hour. That's 150 hours a year. You will save, assuming you take some days off, you will save by spending 40 minutes, 30 minutes setting this up once. With me? Okay, and I don't know about you guys, but I figured out once that my time is worth like $250 an hour. So that's a lot of money that would save me. Okay, 5 stars. This is the ranking system. 5 stars is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach, or they're an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. These people, 5-star people, will show up on your dashboard every 30 days. A 4-star person, this is somebody likely to become a customer or a coach with a little bit of nurturing, okay? Or they're an existing customer or coach who's a solid performer. They're gonna show up on your list every 60 days. 3 stars, remember, everybody starts as a 3-star because you don't know. A 3-star can go either way. They might be interested, they might not, okay? Or there's somebody that's, a customer or a coach that's just kind of plugged in but not super active, right? Somebody that you're going to connect with every 3 months, every 90 days. 2 stars are getting a bit colder now. You're going to connect with them every 4 months, right? So these are the people that probably you have the least amount of relationship with. This is going to allow you to still talk to them 3 times a year. Pretty cool, right? And then 1 stars, these are your cold, I call them your cold storage. They're not going to show up on your dashboard. They're on your list. You can look them up and message them whenever you want, but they're not going to show up in a power hour. You with me? Okay. That's the rankings. If you ever want to see them again, you click these little question marks. They're here and also on the dashboard. There's one here, okay? So in case you don't remember what it is, you can click that one. Okay, so here's the thing. You've gone through and you've ranked everybody. For those of you guys who are like, oh my gosh, Eric, I have 5,000 Facebook friends. It's so overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Here's what I'll tell you guys. first of all, like I tell my kids, stop whining. Nobody likes to hear that, right? Nobody likes to hear the whining. But remember, everybody's a 3 already. So you don't have to rank 80% of your list. You just need to go through and say, who deserves to be a 4 or a 5 on this list? I want to cherry pick them out and promote their numbers so that they show up on my dashboard first. Okay? All right, because it ranks them by their number first. So now we're ready to do, now we're set up and we're ready to do our power hour. You guys ready? So everything's set. Now look at, I just show you around the dashboard a little bit. There's my why to motivate me, get me excited, right? Here's the lookup bar. So if you need to look anybody up, you can look them up. If you add new people to your list, you just click this, you add them in and instantly, pretty cool. Okay. So here's my goals. My activities to connect with prospects. I'm supposed to do 9. I've already got 4 done. See how that circle is turning blue? We're going to get it all the way blue, and then I'll be able to move to customers where my goal is 6. Coaches, my goal is 4. I need 3 invites, 3 ads. So there's kind of like my daily goals ready to go, okay? Also my daily activities. Did you post on social today? Did you do your PD work? Did you drink your shake? Did you work out today? Right? I actually didn't work out today. I gotta take that one back. The night's not over. I can still get it in. Okay, let's do this. So now I'm going to get my who's up next. This is where the magic happens. This is where you guys connect. This is where you make people's day. This is where you create momentum. This is where you slay your business. All right. So first things first. First person on my list is George Michael. I'm going to actually skip him. He's not real. He's a test person, not a real person. Well, George Michael's a real person. He's a singer, right? You guys remember him from the 90s? All right. So the first person on my list is Cindy. I'm going to connect with Cindy. Now, I like to do Facebook. That's pretty much how I do it. So I would say, you know, I'm going to do, this is going to be a Facebook message. And I've got Facebook open in another tab, so I can toggle over and send that message. But, you know, I haven't talked to Cindy in a while, and I'm not really sure what to say to her. Anybody like that? So see this button right here, scripts? Oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this. If you haven't already clicked this, you are going to love this. So I'm going to go to that, and it already knows that she's a prospect and I want to use Facebook. So they're giving me all these scripts, right? So let me see here. I've got Connect 1, Connect 2. I think I'll use Connect 2. So it's been a while since I checked in with you. Or how about this one? I saw you cross my Facebook feed, and I thought I'd say hello. No, I'll do It's been a while. So you just pick one. You don't have to think about it, okay? Now check this out. I can copy the script, copies it to my clipboard. Now I'm going to toggle over to Facebook, and I'm going to look her up. There she is. We're going to message her. Now watch this. I'm going to change the name. By the way, just recently somebody said, why don't you automatically change the name for us? And I asked the engineers if they could do that. And they said, yeah, we could do that. So pretty soon you won't even have to change the name. It's going to know who you're messaging, and it's going to change the name for you. I can't wait for that to happen. Okay, so there's the message. Boom. I'm just going to, oh, actually, you know what? A little bit of a typo there. Period. Okay, so boom, go. I just sent it. Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to toggle back to Teamzy. Now, watch this. I'm just going to log it. I'm just going to log it so I have a record of it. We've already logged it. That's a Facebook message. And when I log the connect, I'm going to click this button. As I do, watch my list. Cindy's off my list. And now I've got 5 complete. Okay? Now I'm going to bang over here, and we're going to look up Emmy, the next person on my list. There she is. Check this out. I'm going to paste the same message, but of course I'm going to put Emmy in there. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope all's going great. How quickly do you think I could get 9 done? In fact, I could probably use the same script for all 9. Now, one thing about the scripts I want you guys to know is we put a whole bunch of scripts in there for you that are proven to work really well, but you can also create your own and save them in there, okay? And you can tag them up so they show up the way you want them, depending on what type of message you're sending. You see I've got a bunch of choices here. Okay, but I'd say 99% of my messaging is Facebook Messenger, because I love Facebook Messenger. And you can do all this on your phone too. There's a mobile website that makes it super easy to use. Okay, so look, I just logged to, and you can see this blue circle is starting to connect. So now I would just go to Marta, and I would do the same thing, just connect. Here's what I want to do with the connect. I just want them to go, oh, that was so nice. Smile. Think about me for a second. I want to put myself at the top of their mind. That's the first thing I want to accomplish. And I just do that by sending the message. The second thing I want to accomplish is I'm hoping that they will, at the very minimum now, go to my Facebook page and catch up with what I'm doing, right? And ideally, I would love for them to respond so that we can have a conversation. That's what I want to do, is create conversations. But even if I'm not creating conversations, I am becoming top of mind, and it is creating momentum, even though I may not see it instantly with that person. Okay, so when I'm all done with my prospects, now we move to customers. Guys, this is how you crush a power hour. Prospects first, always prospects first. Go in order, okay? Prospects are more important than anything else. Just get them done. It will take you like 10 minutes to crank through those, seriously. Now I'm gonna go to my customers, and now I'm gonna do the same thing with customers. Okay, if I wanna do a script with customers, I've got customer scripts. Hey John, how are your workouts coming along? Are you drinking water and shakes? Look at this, guys. I mean, come on. Could this be any easier? So I do the same thing with my customers. I'm going to send my customers messages to connect with them. Why is it so important to connect with customers? Guys, I'm just going to stop for a second because this is definitely a passion tangent of mine, and I'll be quick. So many coaches leave that customer list alone and they never talk to them. It is such a mistake. Your customer list is your gold mine. It's your gold mine. There's a bunch of reasons. One, I mean, if you really care about being a coach, like if you're really passionate about helping people, you have to understand that, what is it Autumn Calabrese says in every workout? 7 out of 10 people quit a workout program that start it. That's true of your customers too. If you're not staying in touch, they're quitting. So if you really care about them, stay in touch and help them. But what happens when you help them? Helping them is a win-win, because that means they continue to buy Shakeology. They continue to buy workout programs. They continue to be a consistent customer, right? It's a win-win. Helping them helps your business. So stay in touch. But here's the number one reason. And guys, I did a webinar on this a few weeks ago, and it was huge on how to actually do this. So go look at it in the FAQs for Beachbody. You'll see it. It's called How to Hit SC Every Month. But the hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. The hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. There's nothing you can do that is better than talking to somebody who's already using the programs and getting results. Okay, they're talking to everyone about it already. They're getting results. They're excited about it. You need to know how to approach them to get them to bring more people to you. And again, I did a full 60-minute webinar on this called How to Hit SC Every Month. It's in the FAQs of Beachbody. You guys can go watch the recording on that one, okay? Make sure you're connecting with your customers. That's why we built it into Teamzy. All right. So your customers, boom, 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 boom. You're going to connect with 6 of them. You're just going to reach out to them. Then you're going to go to coaches, okay? You're going to connect with your coaches. Why is it so important to talk to your coaches? This is why it's called Teamzy. And I've talked to so many people who are like, oh my gosh, I have so many coaches. There's just no way I can stay in touch with them. That's why it's so important, you guys. That's why it's so important. Because listen, being in a Facebook group with somebody, doing a Zoom call once a week, that's not a relationship. And coaches quit at the rate of 1 out of every 2 every 12 months, right? We already talked about that. So if you want to keep your people on your team, you need to have a relationship with them. It's just like your customers. They need to have a relationship with you. They need to feel connected. And Teamzy will help you do it so efficiently. You're just going to reach out and make their day. You're just going to make their day. How you doing? Is there anything I can do for you today? Is there any way I can make your day today? And the scripts are in there, you guys. Just use them. Write your own, whatever. But the best coaches, the top most successful people, when I talk to them and I ask them about this, they're already doing it. They get it at just kind of a natural level. But you know what? Here's the thing. For those of us who aren't naturals, we're giving you the system that's going to help you reproduce all that. Okay. So now you've done your thing. You've got your prospects, your customers, your coaches done. All these circles are solid. You've reached out to them. Bang, 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 bang. On our goal at 150,000, it was 19 people. That should take you about 25 minutes. Okay? 25 minutes. Now the fourth tab is your follow-ups. This is so crucial, you guys, because The fortune is in the follow-ups. How many times have you guys heard that? Is that a cliche or what? The fortune is in the follow-ups. But here's what I will tell you guys. It really is. And did you guys know, have you guys heard this stat that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? You guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So how many of you are following up 10 times? Anyone? Now, I'm not talking about following up a connect. A connect is just a hello, hoping to start a conversation. And you will find your response rate on connects will be about 50% or better. Which, by the way, there is no form of communication on the planet, marketing communication, that gets you a 50% response rate on average. That's why messaging people directly is so amazing. All right, so you guys are gonna love this. So you're gonna be creating a lot of conversations. We're talking to 19 people a day. We're gonna be creating 10 conversations every day. From those 10 conversations, remember our goal with those conversations is to make their day. So what do I mean by that? First, I just wanna make them feel good about life. The next thing I'm doing in the conversation we're having is I'm looking for a way to help them. I'm looking for a way to help them. I'm asking questions. You guys know your form training, all the training that you're getting from your upline. I want to find a way to help them. Now, if I can help them through a Beachbody program, perfect. But if not, I'm still looking for a way to help them. If I'm talking to them and they're talking about, how they feel like their dentist is ripping them off, I'm going to find a great dentist to refer them to. If they're talking to me about their parents who are ill, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to pray with them. I'm going to find a way to help them. Does that make sense? Because my goal is to help them. My goal is to invest in the relationship. It's all about building trust over time, investing in people. And every time I connect with people, if I make it about them, we're both going to be successful. And out of those conversations, you guys, there will be opportunities to invite. Because people are like, hey, tell me what you're doing. Oh, I'm interested. I've seen the posts that you're doing. You look amazing. You get these things and you start, those are ways into the conversation where now you can create an invite where you can talk to them. Well, tell me about your goals. What are you hoping to achieve? And this is where you create follow-ups. When there's interest, when you've developed interest, now you set them on your follow-up list. So let me show you how this works. So remember the first person we messaged today was Cindy. So let's say Cindy responds back and we have a great conversation, right? And she's like, I'm so inspired by what you're doing. Can you help me? And I say, yes, let's get on the phone and talk about your goals. We get on the phone, we talk. And I ask her a million questions. I find out what she hopes to achieve, where her issues are, where she struggles. I find out if she has any physical limitations, all the things that I ask. And if you guys don't know how to do this, there's an awesome training with Tommy Migrant in the back office, which is unbelievable on this. But, go through all these questions. I find out all this and I say, great. You know what? Based on our conversation, Cindy, I really think we should start you off with 21-Day Fix. I think it's the perfect program for you because it combines the nutrition, fitness. You guys know the spiel. And Cindy's like really excited about it. So here's how I now take it back to Teamzy and I make sure that I follow up with her like a pro. Are you guys ready? Because if you're not following up 10 times, you're letting people down. You guys got that? Now I know some of you guys are like, dude, if I followed up 10 times, I'd be such a nag. People would hate me. But I want you guys to know you're thinking about it all wrong. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. I said it twice so you can write it down. Tape it to your computer screen if you need to, your mirror where you brush your teeth. Following up is an act of love. Not following up, failing to follow up is telling people you just don't care enough about them. Right? You just need to get that through your head. I don't want to be a nag. Do you want to be a nag? Or do you want to love somebody? Do you want to love somebody or do you want to tell them you don't care about them? If you're passionate about helping people, you have to follow up. Because here's the thing I want you guys to know. What we're asking them to do is hard. It's going to require follow-up because subconsciously, they're going to want to avoid anything that's hard and anything that is related to change. You with me? Okay, so now let me show you. Now that I've kind of gone off on that tangent, let me bring you back. So we're talking to Cindy, and I'm on the phone with Cindy. She's excited. I said, look, Cindy, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you an email right now. In fact, I got it loaded up while we were talking. The email is going to have all the information about 21 Day Fix that we just talked about, Shakeology, the next challenge group. It's also going to have the link. I need you to click that link to order your challenge pack. And she's like, okay, great. I'm super excited. Great. I'm sending that email to you now, Cindy, and I will check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She's going to go, oh, that's great, Eric. Thank you so much. Great. Have a great day. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look her up in my lookup bar to bring up her record. There she is. Okay. Now that brought me to her record. And if I click on activity feed, I can see the message that we sent her. Okay. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to log a new connect. This time it's going to be the invite. So I'm going to put in 21 Day Fix, right? Whatever. You can type in the whole message. You can copy the whole email in there if you want. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. And that was an email that I sent. But now check this out, guys. This time it's an invite. See this little box? I'm going to click it. So now it's going to ask me what type of invite. That was a challenge group invite. Okay. Great. Now, before I log this, it's so important, I have to set the follow-up. Right now, there's no follow-up set. It's just the default. She's going to come back. She's a 3. She'll come back in 90 days. So now I'm going to set this for tomorrow. That's what I told her, right? Tomorrow. Okay, so I set the follow-up for tomorrow. Now when I log that connect, you can see there's a follow-up set. Okay, let me go back to the dashboard. You can also see now I have an invite logged. That's how you set up it. That's how you log an invite. Okay, so now we've sent her the invite, we've sent her the email, and now we wait, right? And we check the back office to see if she bought. She didn't. The next day comes, we check it again, we get up, nothing. Is that normal? Absolutely, guys, it's so normal. People just don't do it right away because they're scared to death about how hard it's gonna be. Now, they may not be even thinking that consciously, it's subconscious. They're like, oh yeah, I need to do that, but I'm so busy, or whatever, the kid's sick, or the dog needs to go out, or whatever. They're making up excuses. You need to know, guys, that the average person is going to take 7 to 10 follow-ups before they purchase. That is where it's going to happen. Actually, not the average person, 80% of people. 80% of people will take 7 to 10 follow-ups before they purchase. Just know that ahead of time and just say, hey, I'm going to check in with you. Now, I'm going to give you guys the most effective 2-sentence follow-up ever. I've used it personally a million times, and it works like a charm. Are you ready? This is what you say on your first follow-up. You send it out to her. Hey, Cindy, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Hey, Cindy, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Now, the reason why it's so powerful is because when you say, first of all, you told her you'd check in tomorrow, and you did. So now when you actually check in, she's like, wow, he did what he said he was going to do. That's pretty cool. You just put a deposit in the trust account, right? But also when you use the word, like I promised I would, it shows her that it's a level of care that's more than just trying to get a sale. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, then you ask, what questions do you have for me? Again, it's all about her. It shows her how much you care. Now, here's what I want you guys to know. When I go to follow up, so the next day, follow with me. I do my prospects, my customers, my coaches, and the fourth thing I do is my follow-ups list. There's Cindy. She's right there. So now when I do the follow-up with Cindy, of course, I'm going to go to my scripts, right? Because here's my little gift to you guys. The script I just taught you guys is actually in here. It's on follow-up number 1. Check it out. There it is. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? You with me? You just copy that script and just send it to her. I'm not going to actually send it to her in Facebook, but you get the idea. I'm going to log it here so you have an idea. Change the name. Okay, so now always set the next follow-up. Always set the next follow-up before you log it. Okay, so now I'm going to follow up again tomorrow, and I'm going to log it. Boom. Now she's on my list again for tomorrow. Next day, I go through my whole power hour. When I get to my follow-up list, I go through my list, and I send follow-ups to people, right? So when I get to Cindy, again, I'm going to go to scripts. Guess what I'm going to grab this time? Follow-up number 2. Hi, Cindy, just making sure you got my email, checking to see if you have any questions. Do you guys see how easy this is? You do it 10 times in a row. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. We're going to check in with her every day for at least 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're just quick little messages. Sorry, I'm on a bouncy ball. Sorry if I'm bouncing a lot, guys. I'm on one of those yoga balls. I can't sit still. You're going to just send them a little message each day. They're not going to respond in most cases, but they are getting them, and they are thinking, oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, that person's awesome. Oh, yeah, right? I need to do that. And you just got to know that that's normal. You can't be frustrated by the fact that they didn't click the thing. When you get on the 6th day, when they send you a message that says, thank you so much, you're amazing, thank you for following up with me, I really appreciate it, I'm going to dig up and look at your email tonight for the very first time, and you're like, right? That's what you should expect. How many of you guys have been doing this a while and people just sign up when you send them the link? You should expect this. Be prepared to follow up. You do it with love. You do it with kindness. Use my scripts. They'll work, but you can also modify them however you want. Just don't overdo it. Now, here's the key for following up. Don't ask them, like, why aren't you buying? Or why aren't you calling me back? That's annoying. That is when you become annoying. Your follow-ups should just be reminders. Should just be like, hey, I'm here. I care about you. Hey, I'm here to help you. This is what having me as a coach is like, right? I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. So you guys go through that. Now, wait, one last piece I want to show you, and then I'm going to go to Q&A. So now we've been following up with Cindy, and now Cindy did it. She bought the challenge pack. She joined the challenge group, and she became a coach on my team all together, right? How awesome is that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to her record. I can look her up, or I can actually, you can click right here to get to her record. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here, and I'm going to click sale, right? And I'm going to log that she got a challenge pack, right? Boom. So now my activity feed, I can see now, like now I got, it moved to a sale. Awesome. I'm also going to move her now because she came on as a coach. Boom. I moved her over from my prospect list to my coach list. If she just bought as a customer, I'd move her to that list. Just clicking on this moves her. So now I move her to coach. She's going to be a personally sponsored coach. Boom. Okay. Done. How awesome is that? And that's how you complete the cycle. Connect, 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 make people's day, create conversations. Have conversations, create opportunities. With those opportunities, create invites. Follow up like pros on invites and convert. Do it again and again every day. 30 minutes a day. Do it every day. It'll be so much fun. You will get such amazing results. Okay. Put your questions in the Q&A. I'm going to start answering them. Kristen says, I post 99% of my business-related stuff on my like page. Since I do most of my connecting on my personal page, should I drip a little fitness stuff on my personal page as well? Okay, I'm just going to give you my opinion, which is, yeah, you absolutely should on your personal page because you are your business. It is part of who you are. So I would definitely do it. You might not want to post, I think you should. I think you should put it on both. That's all. And if you have an awesome post from your business page, share it on your personal page so that people can know to find your page. All right. Shelby says, by the way, Shelby gets the prize today for being the first one on the webinar. I've been on your webinar before, but I'd like to learn. LOL. Well, good. When would you move a prospect to a follow-up? I think I answered that. Yeah, because you asked me that 15 minutes ago. I think I answered that. But here's the thing. I would say when they show interest, just to reiterate what I just taught, when you're talking to a prospect and you're having a conversation and they show interest, that's when you should invite them in some way. Whether it's to a challenge group, whether it's to a business opportunity event, whether it's to a free group, whatever it is that you've got going on that you can invite people to, that's when they show some interest, that's when you should invite them, and that's when you follow up. That's when you put them on the follow-up list, and they stay on the follow-up list until they convert or they are just completely not interested right now, and then you put them back in the Teamzy flow, and they'll come up again in a few months, and maybe they're ready then. The next one's from Shelby. She says, so you kind of answered my question already. Sorry. All right, well, we repeated for everybody. I have one person on my Facebook who I gave some advice to, but she said she'd want to look more into what I can offer when she had a better financial situation. Would you keep them as a prospect or flip to follow-up? All right, that's a great question, Shelby, and it's hard to know all the details of that specific person. A lot of times the price is not an issue if you can demonstrate value. So I don't listen, I never believed anybody couldn't afford a challenge pack. maybe they can't afford it this week. So then if they say something like, you know, oh, I'm super interested, but I just can't afford it right now, I would say, when do you think you could put together the money for the challenge pack? That's what I would say. And I'll just connect with you then. Oh, because a lot of times they'll say next Thursday. You'll be surprised. I mean, perfect. I'll follow up with you Thursday. Great. You know, or they might just say, you know, check with me next month, whatever. So yeah, the answer to your question, Shelby, is I don't know exactly what I would do. I might say, yeah, follow up with them when they tell me, maybe it's 6 weeks from now. And if I feel like there's not a lot of motivation there, like if I really feel like they're just not that motivated to do it, I may just not follow up with them and let Teamzy just bring them up again in 2 or 3 months based on their rank. Does that make sense? Okay, Julia says, how do you segue from a connect to an invite? So it's so funny. I love that you guys are asking me these questions. That really aren't Teamzy, right? These are good training questions. How do you segue? It's just part of having a conversation, right? And you need to look up how to do form, you know, family, occupation. You guys know the whole thing. Recreation. You go through the whole form training to ways to ask questions. The easiest thing I can tell you, Julia, is just ask a lot of questions. And if you focus on listening for ways to help them, the opportunities will come up. A lot of people are going to be guarded against you because they know that you're doing network marketing, and they're guarded against that because they get hit by it the wrong way by so many people. So you need to let them know in the conversation that it's all about them, and you're just checking up, you're just connecting with them, and you're not trying to sell anything to them, right? And as you're talking to them about what's going on in their life, they're going to be like, well, how's your life going? And that's where you could say something like, life is good. You know, I have never felt as good as I feel right now. You know, I'm down, and tell them a little bit about your story. I'm down 20 pounds. I'm stronger. I just feel amazing. And it's kind of hard to describe. And, you know, you can share something like that. And that a lot of times is a great segue. And they'll go, oh my gosh, I need some of that. And then you ask questions. Well, I mean, you know, what are you doing now? Are you exercising? You just start asking those questions. Or what's your fitness look like? What's the day of eating look like for you? And you just start talking to them. And they're going to get interested. That's how I would do it. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that help? Jeffrey says, is there a way to update our Facebook friends to add them to Teamzy? Okay, so Jeffrey, great question. What you can do is this. Once you've put your list in the first time, as you add people to your list on a daily basis on Facebook, you need to add them to Teamzy by just clicking add contact. Okay, so let me show you how easy this is. You should send me a real friend request so that I can actually have you on my list. So now I've added you, right? I could actually set a follow-up tomorrow if I want to. But now I've added you and I can add another one. It only takes a second. The reason why it's so important to do this consistently is so that you're connecting with new people. And you can also, your dashboard rewards you for it because it wants you to add 3 people every day. Now you could, Jeffrey, if you fell behind, let's say you're a monster and you're adding people every day, like dozens of them, and you're not keeping up, you could do a complete export from Facebook again and import it into Teamzy, and it would only bring the new people in, okay? Allison says, do you import Instagram contacts? Yeah, if you guys are working Instagram, you should be putting Instagram people into Teamzy. Now, would you put everybody in there? Probably not, but the ones that are engaging with you, the ones that have actually, you know, you've commented back and forth and stuff, the ones that are engaging, I would add them to Teamzy. Now you can add those in like I just showed you, 1, 2, 3 at a time. If you've got a huge list that you want to start with, you're going to have to create a list because Instagram doesn't give you an export like Facebook does. So you're going to have to create that list manually, which is a great job for an idle teenager in your life or whatever. But it won't take long. You just create a spreadsheet. Make sure you have first name, last name in separate columns. Okay, that's the number one mistake people make is they think a name is one column and a name is separate. If they have a middle name, it's a separate column too. Like names have to be separate like that. Computers don't read the way we do. And then you just save it as a CSV, which is one of the file formats. Like if you're using Pages or Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, you can save as CSV, and it just comes right in. Same thing for your like page on Facebook, the exact same thing. You'd have to create a sheet because they don't give you an export. But again, just as people are engaging and as you're meeting people on your like page and you're engaging, put them in Teamzy. You can tag them like page so that you can see that whole like page group at once if you want to. but just be bringing them in. The whole point of having a list like Teamzy is you need fresh water coming in all the time. You always need fresh people, new people coming onto your list that you're working the system on. Do you find that 30, 60, 90 days is often enough to be in their mind? Kristen, yes. How's that? Is that all I need to say? Should I explain? Here's what I'll tell you. Get in there and when you get in there and use your free trial, you'll see after you've gone past 30 days and those 30-day people come up again, it's like, man, I just talked to that person. These are actually pretty often. Now, here's the other thing to keep in mind. Like in people's lives, 30, 60, 90 days passes really, really quick. It passes really quick. So the thing about this is you're going to go through and you will find people who are interested right away. Like a sliver of people will be interested right away. But most people are going to take time to gain interest, to build trust, and to gain interest. Now, what other trainers will tell you to do is like go for no. Just go for no. Just crank through your list. Find the people who are interested. And guess what happens? Everyone that's a no, you've burned the bridge with that relationship. Now when they see you coming, you're like the insurance salesman in Groundhog Day. Like they're going around the other corner to avoid you. You don't want to do that. You want to just connect with people, right? So we get them churning through this list. Now, if you have 5,000 friends, you're not going to be able to do it any more often than this anyways, if that makes sense. Okay. Kristen asks, how soon do you email a prospect? I feel like I need to get to know them before I personally message them. How do I log connects? They're just commenting on their, how do I log connects? They're just commenting on their posts. Okay. So there's a few questions here, Kristen. First of all, people right now, I'm not going to promise it will always be this way, but right now in our society, people would prefer to get a text or a message than any other form of communication. Right? Isn't that true for you? This is why I'm not having you call people like crazy, calling through your list, because everyone hates it when their phone rings. Calls are incredibly effective when they're scheduled. Like I'm messaging you, Kristen, for a little bit, and we're interested in learning more, and I say, why don't we get on a call? Give me a couple of times you have available tomorrow that are convenient to you, and let's get on the phone and talk some more. That's when a call is awesome. Same thing with emails. I mean, I don't know about you. I get about 700 emails a day. So an email can get lost really quickly. Messaging is super convenient. So I use emails when I need to give people a lot of information after we've been talking, and I tell them it's coming. And here's another thing I will tell you guys also. I always send a text or a message to say I just emailed you. Right? So it's just the most superior way. If I leave people a voicemail on their phone, I send them a text to say, I just sent you a voicemail. You can respond to this text though, because I know that's more convenient for them. Does that make sense? Okay. So just get over it. Just message them. Don't be uncomfortable. Just message them. Just go make their day. All right. A prospect, as soon as somebody knows who you are, you should message them. Oh my gosh, I went through that whole rigmarole and then she corrected herself. I meant Facebook message. All right, so Kristen, here's the thing. If they're already Facebook friends with you and they come up on your list in Teamzy, message them. I don't even care if you don't know who they are. For some reason, you guys friended each other, and you can just say, hey, I'm just stopping by to say hello, like the Connect #1 that's in Teamzy. How's your day? I hope it's awesome. And I actually had somebody once go, how do I know you? I said, I don't know, but we're Facebook friends. Isn't that funny? And we had a great conversation. So who cares? It doesn't matter. Worst case scenario, you unfriend each other and you move on. But just send the message right away. If somebody is liking stuff on your Facebook page, you should send them a message right away. Hey, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. I love meeting people. I love meeting other positive people. See what they say? You got nothing to lose. Messaging is so easy. There's no rejection. Apollonia says, what a pretty name. Do you log each message you're having as a connect or just the first initial connect message? Great question. No, definitely don't log every message you're having. I just log the first connect message. Now, let me just show you something. Some of you guys are like really, what's the word I would like to use? Meticulous? I was going to say something else. Very meticulous about your record keeping. All right, so let me just show you how to do this. So if I'm looking up Cindy, she was our example, right? And I go to activity feed, here's that original message, right? Here it is. You can open that message and click edit. And then I can go in here and I can paste the whole conversation if you want it in your records. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't do that most of the time because I'm too busy with talking to people to go back and paste that stuff. Okay, OCD, that's a good one. Yeah, OCD is another nice way to say it, right? I don't do that much because I'm too busy connecting with people. I just want Teamzy to be on track with when I should connect with them next. So I put in that first connect and I don't worry about the whole conversation because it's still in Facebook Messenger, right? And then if they don't respond to me, I forget all about it. Then 3 months later, they come up on my list and I go in again and they're on my list and I connect with them again. If they're talking to me and we get to a point where I'm sending them an invite, now I'm logging them on my follow-up list. Does that make sense? But I don't probably ever go back and log all the little conversations in between. Okay. I just feel like if you guys get into that, that's probably the correct way to do it. But if you get into doing that, it's going to become time consuming and you're going to feel like, he said 30 minutes a day and I'm spending more than that. All right. Kristen says, sorry for all the questions. My mind is blown since starting this last week. Awesome. That's a good thing. Next question. Is there a way to edit the scripts that are provided? They're great, but I like to change a few words. You can't edit the ones that are provided, but you can like copy them and create your own script and save it. Does that make sense, Kristen? So let me show you how to do that. So when I go in here and let's say you like, I gotta move these question things out of the way. Let's say you like this script, right here. What you can do is you can copy the script and then I can click new script, right? And I can paste that script in. And then, come on computer, come back to me. I can edit this, right, however I want. Title it. Now, before you do it, make sure you tag it. You'll never find it again. You want it as a Facebook and you want it as prospect, right? And then save it. Now, I just want to show you. When you come in now to scripts, Facebook, prospects, your script is going to be, your scripts are at the top. So these are scripts that I've written. Your scripts are at the top before Teamzy. So when you create your own, they're at the top. That makes sense? I'm going to delete that because it's just a silly script, but you get the idea. All right. I'll see, just when I thought I was done with questions, I got some more. So on my Teamzy dashboard, it shows I could reach out to 40 coaches, but I don't have any coaches under me yet. How do I change that? Great question, Cindy. So what you're going to do is you're going to come right here to the dashboard and you're going to click Edit Daily Goals and just page through this part. Right, page through that, continue to this page. Now, if you've got 0 coaches, just make that a 0. Maybe 1 is more appropriate, and then hit continue. Okay, and once you hit continue, you can skip the wizard, take you back to your dashboard, and now you can see my goal here is what did I put it as? 1. My goal is 1. There it is. So it just changes your goals. You can change your goals that way anytime. Okay. Will scripts be available in the mobile-friendly version? Yes. Hopefully, I'm hoping, Jen, by the end of this year, because it's under process. It's not just the scripts. There's actually quite a bunch of stuff we need to update for the mobile pages. However, I will tell you guys this, those of you guys using it, scripts will be available on the team page next week. So we didn't want to wait for everything to be done to launch it because we knew people would really needed those scripts in there. So we launched them first on the dashboard. They'll be on the team page next week and then mobile soon after. Do you suggest changing the automated invites and ads a day higher than 333 and focus on the prospects, follow-ups, coaches? So do you suggest changing the automated invites and ads a day higher? So I guess I think what you're asking is, should you increase those minimum goals of 3 and 3 on the invites and ads? I think the thing is like that's your minimum, right? 3 and 3. But here's what I'll tell you guys. If you guys are talking to 15, 20 people a day and you're inviting 3 people a day, 5 days a week, That's a lot of momentum. That's a lot of momentum. You're doing great. I would rather you guys set a daily activity you can maintain. Now, this doesn't mean you're not gonna have blitz periods, but it's like your workouts, right? Beachbody's figured out how to make everything 30 minutes now because they figure we can do 30 minutes a day and we'll get great results. But then, like, one of my favorite programs is T25. On Fridays is our double days, right? Fridays are double days. So that means you're gonna have blitz days where maybe you do more, but just make sure that you have a number that you can do every day. Does that make sense? Okay. Basically what I would say is if you are going to increase that number, let's say you want your invite number to be 6, then you need to understand that you're going to also increase your connects numbers. Okay. Now you can, couple things here, guys. Oh man, got me going deep here. It's okay. There are other things that you can improve over time which make you more effective. The better you get at having conversations and asking questions will increase your conversion rate. The rate at which you invite will go up as you get better at having those conversations, right? So improving those skills, doing your personal development, learning from your upline how to ask questions, how to have these conversations, right, will increase that number. Also, learning how to follow up, some of the stuff I've taught you guys here tonight, as you go deeper in your personal development and understanding how to follow up better with people, you're going to convert a higher number of those invites to sales and recruits to your team. So you're going to find over time, as you've been doing this for a while, you're going to get better results with less connects. But in the beginning, you need to be connecting a lot. Does that make sense? So that's why when you look at people who are super successful in this business, they're working, it seems like they're not working as hard to get Success Club every month. Does it mean they're not working hard? No, they're working hard. But you guys, more energy is expended by the rocket to break atmosphere than it is to fly through space, right? So once you get really good at these skills, then it becomes easy. It becomes so easy to talk to people about what you're doing, and your conversion rates go way through the roof, if that makes sense. All right, I think there's one more question, then we're going to end this. Nope, there's not. We got them all. Great. You guys, it was so much fun talking to you guys tonight. I never know where these things are going to go. That's why Shelby keeps coming back. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for using Teamzy. Please share it with your team. Please share it with your friends that are coaches. Get them in there. Get them using it. We really think it can help people. This is the best time of year to be working on your business. Everyone else, I don't know why people take a nap in this industry this time of year. This is when people expect you to reach out and connect with them for the holidays. So start connecting with people. Start talking to people. Have a great time. Make their day and build your business at the same time. Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome night. Talk to you later.